everybody! Welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. It's been a while. It's been like 20 days or more since the last time I did my painting tutorial or a painting tutorial. And today I'm ready for another tutorial and I chose a subject that is quite simple. But as always, I'll do my very best to make it look realistic because I just love realism so much. That's just my style. It's just the type of art that I really appreciate. So the colors that we'll be using for today's tutorial are as follows and will be listed in the description box below as always. So what we have here, titanium white, okay, lemon yellow, green, vermilion, you can use orange by the way, and black. And as you can see here, my canvas paper, which is size 11 by 14, is already backgrounded black because I just love background colors that are dark that go against the main subject color because it helps me create some light effects when the background is dark, as well as making my painting or my subject look more dimensional. All right, so let's begin now. I'm going to sketch first the subject by using white so that you can definitely see it against the very black background that we have here. Okay, again, this is a very simple subject. However, since we are doing a very simple subject, we should also do our very best to make the subject look really realistic, okay? Right. That would be the mouth of the lily. I might do a little bit of adjusting later, but we'll do first this part so that we already know where things are gonna go. Okay, and I will make the mouth of the, I call it the mouth. I'm going to make it a little big, okay, simply because I want it to be, I really want to emphasize the beauty of this flower. Okay, perfect. That's basically the drawing or the sketch. Okay, now let's do some underpainting and we'll be using a little bit of gray color. So I'll be mixing my white color with the black paint that I have here. Okay, a little bit of adjusting. Okay, just like that. And this is the underpainting. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Again, just adjust it a bit. Just remember where the separation lines are located. Again, the underpainting is usually darker. It's usually darker than the actual color. Okay? We're painting a white lily flower, so the underpainting is gray. Okay? Of course, you can choose another color, but um, you will most likely, if not certainly, have a hard time, doing the highlights portion. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to underpaint this part, and this part is colored green. Okay, but we're not going to use bright green. We're going to tone down the colors. So I'm going to use my orange. I'm sorry, my green right here. I'm going to get the vermilion to make it to tone down the color. You can use black actually. I'm going to add tiny bit of white to that because uh, my green and vermilion are quite translucent, and we want everything to be more opaque. So I'm going to color this. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use black. I'm going to add that to the green color. We'll be using some darker green color. And I'm going to use that right here. A little bit of dark green as well right here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get more black. Let's just darken, okay, this part because it has shadows. So the light creates shadows. Okay. The light and the object itself. Okay. By blocking the light, it creates some shadows. So we're going to darken this part just like that. Just going to add a little bit of detailing down here. And also here, just darken this portion. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to wash my brush out. All right. Now I think we can already paint over the gray color here of the flower. It's still a little bit wet, but I can definitely work with it already. So just get your pure white. You can use a different brush, okay? But I'm just going to use the same brush that I've been using since, the beginning of the video. So I'm going to use my pure white. All right, I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to start with the highlights. Okay. Actually, no, not really. I'm going to use my white, but I'm still going to add a little bit of black color. So that it's a little bit gray still. And I'm going to start creating some highlights. Okay, just like that. Gonna do the same thing right here. And down here. Remember, we're still not using pure white for the highlights. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna highlight the edge. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to use pure white. Okay. And I'm going to use my hands. Some more highlights right here. And of course, down here. You can wet your brush so that, when you apply the paint, it's more smooth. I'm not using a stretch canvas. A stretch canvas is much more, um, it's tailored to be painted on by, for purposes of really paintings that are meant to be displayed or sold. This canvas paper, canvas boards, these are made for learning purposes. Usually, I'm not saying everything, all purposes are like that. I'm just saying that because they're space savers, they're really good for learning purposes. Of course, you can hang them. It's just that galleries usually display those on stretch canvases. So the material is really different. That's what I'm trying to say. So just adjust to it by adding more water if you see yourself struggling when it comes to blending. Okay. So now I'm going to use my black paint to add some foldings, like fold like markings, like that. Right. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my brush out. I'm gonna let that dry for a while because it's much easier for me to layer if I allow the paint to dry. Okay, so now let's proceed to this area since it's almost like I can see that I can already paint over that. Gonna get my yellow right here and I'm gonna mix that with the green color that we had earlier. Okay. And make sure it's a little bit watery than usual. And I'm gonna slightly touch on this part near the petal. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of vermilion to that so that it's a little bit like yellowy orangey color, like this. Okay. I'm gonna add white to that. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing right here. And right here. I'm gonna get my vermilion again. Mix it with the green and black color to make it brown. Of course, if you have burnt sienna, you can use that. But sometimes, just using ready-made burnt sienna is not the color. It's not will not really give you that color that we want. Okay, I'm gonna get my green and black and further extend the dark markings. All right, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna use a smaller brush just for me to be able to get in between those tight areas. So I'm gonna get my light gray color, and today it's not even gray, it's pure white. So I'm gonna color this area with that color. And also this. Also this. Okay. Now let's highlight the left portion of this flower. The light is coming from the left side. Okay. Let's highlight it just like that. Okay. Make this area yellowy. Just like that. Then using black, all right. Now let's move back to the petals. So I'm going to get my vermilion now, and I'm going to mix it with the yellow color that we have here and white, a little bit of black and green so that it's muted really. So we need some sort of muddy orange color. And we're going to use that to create the what do you call that? This part of the flower. I can't even define or like name it properly. Like this, the the proper name for this. If you know, let me know. Okay, just like that. Then I'm gonna get my dark colors. Oops, vermilion plus black. just like that. Okay, now let's go back to what they call it, softening the colors right here on the flower. So I'm gonna use another brush. Okay, now I'm gonna get my titanium white, pure titanium white. Let's highlight. Okay, again, you can use extra water for this purpose so that you know it is smooth looking because we don't want like rough edges, you know. We're gonna clean some areas later, especially those that went outside the line. Some orangey colors are mixing, but it's fine. It's actually nice. Okay, now I'm gonna water down my white so that I can spread it like this because, or you can use another brush just to spread it evenly. Okay. Because we don't want too much white, but we also want everything to be like looking like a one picture. You don't want anything separated. All right, just like that. Also right here, I'm just applying some white. It's not even white, it's a little bit on the yellowish side. I can wait a little longer because the paint's still wet. We can wait for this to dry. It's a little bit wet. Really, really wet. Okay. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of correcting on this part. Just gonna reshape that. Okay, I'm gonna get again my vermilion plus black just to darken a little bit like that. Okay. Now, while waiting for some areas to dry, I would like to do a little bit of cleaning, okay, just around the petals because I feel like a lot of areas here have already went outside the line. So I want you to use this time, to also do the same thing um if you went outside your sketch or the main shape of the subject. Okay. I'm gonna really allow this to dry because uh, it's kind of difficult to just push for the layering if the underpainting is still wet. So I'm just gonna get my gray first, mixed with a little bit of green. Okay, we're gonna highlight this part. Okay, just like that. And using some more dark colors with white. Let's okay. Let's darken this portion. And some yellow colors. Using some yellow, I'm gonna brighten this part. It's really about light. I'm gonna get some more dark vermilion. And then using black, we're really into detailing now. Okay, we're detailing now. Okay, now we're going to use lighter gray color and lots of water so that you can glide it smoothly. You know, this is a very simple subject, really. However, with the detailing, you know, it's really nice. So watered down gray, okay, just spread it right here, making everything smooth and well blended. Just blend, okay? I know it's a little bit challenging. Okay, I'm gonna apply, okay, some white right here to really emphasize light effects. Okay, I'm gonna mix my white and yellow so that you know it's really, really bright. I'm gonna apply that right here. And I'm gonna make it look a little bit brownish right here. And then some black paint. Okay, so like that. Some dark green. And some lighter green. I mean, it's not that, okay, just like this color, just to really emphasize the light. Okay, let me just check. Okay, looking good. But we still, okay, I had to turn off my microphone for a few seconds simply because I heard some loud music outside. Okay, I thought I left the television on. Okay, now we're gonna do a little bit of detailing again. Okay. And I think I'm gonna use a really, really clean brush for that. So I'm gonna dab onto my white, pure white. Okay. So I think the main point of the skills that are involved in painting this subject is blending. Okay, it's blending really, and knowing where the highlight is, of course. I'm gonna wash my brush out now. Gonna dab onto my yellow, just pure yellow, by the way, and I'm gonna glaze. You know, yellow is translucent. Okay, so it is really good for glazing. Okay, all right, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna use this yellow mixed with a little bit of vermilion right here. Very subtle. You don't have to overdo this, but it has to be there. This color, a little bit of yellowy color. This is because of the light effects. You know, when this area is being hit by the light, some of the colors um, are being like diffused. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna use my white. Really water down. Okay, water it down. Your white. And spread some white paint right here. But also, I want you to immediately remove the white paint. So, like, very, very dangerous move, but dangerous in terms of you might smudge, okay? You might remove some paints like under it, but just try. You can simply paint over if it doesn't work. I'm gonna use my white, just highlighting this part. Okay, I want to lighten this part of the flower. Okay. And some more gray color right here, like near the edge of the petals. Right. Okay, getting my yellow again. 'Cause I really want this to be really bright. I'm brightening this area and this area. And also I'm gonna water down my white just to brighten up even more. Okay, that's nice. Some more contrast. All right. Okay, now just a little bit of detailing. I'm gonna use my vermilion plus black. All right. Maybe a little bit of yellow. Make the center of the flower uneven. Okay, like that. And then yellow. Okay, like that. And then some dark, I mean light gray. Just to make this like just to close this area. Just like that. Okay, it's nice. Some white. We're almost finished. We're just trying to be more detailed. Oops. So if you make a mistake, just like what happened to me here, just paint over that area. And again, I'm just gonna clean. Okay. Okay. I love this one. And this part, I think it's a little bit weird. We don't want this. Just gonna clean it. All right. That's nice. So I'm gonna sign this now. And of course, I'm gonna use my white since I do have a lot of white. I'm gonna sign right here. And we're finished. So I hope you enjoyed that one. It's an hour-long video, but I'm really happy about this one. So I hope you enjoyed painting along with me. If you just watched with me, if you just watched the video, I hope you enjoyed that one too. And I hope that next time you watch the video, you paint along with me. So see you in my next one, guys, and have a great day. Bye. Love you.